Let's see how can we take preparation for the job interview from the job description. And I'll also go through a real job description, and I'll show you how can you practically find out the important skills needed for the job you are being interviewed for. Okay, then let's start it. So at first, I will sort out the required skills for this job. And I'll divide those in three different dimensions. The first one is called technical or core skills. For example, if I'm being interviewed for a sales position, then my technical or core skills should be sales related. If I'm being interviewed for a Java software engineer position, then my core skill or technical skill will be Java related, right? So I'll try to find out all the core skills needed for this job. Then I'll try to find out the soft skill needed for this job. I'll go through the job description and I'll see which soft skills are mentioned there. Maybe leadership, maybe customer handling, or maybe something else. Or maybe team work, whatsoever. I'll try to figure those out. Then on the third level, I will try to find out the domain knowledge needed. For example, if it is a job of medical sector, then I have to show that I know about medical sector. So that's the domain, right? And throughout the interview, I'll show various examples that how I possess these required skills, how I possess these technical or core skills, how I possess the soft skills, how I possess the domain knowledge. I'll tell them different stories from my last job or from my university whatsoever. But sometimes it will happen that I don't have the skill. Then I'll tell them the motivation. For example, maybe I never worked on medical sector, but this job is for medical sector. I'll tell them, hey, I went to the hospital a couple of times and I really feel for the patients and I'm very motivated to work on this sector and know about this sector more and have some impact there, something like that. Now, let us see an example. Here is an example from LinkedIn, a job description. So at first, I divide the skills in three different parts. Number one, the technical skills, then the soft skills, then I write domain knowledge. So in the job description, I'll try to find these three elements. Okay, so you see this is a job description from IBM R&D Cloud position. So let's read through the job description and try to find out the required skills. So you see this is a software development position, and here you can read the description there. Here we see the job description. It says cloud software engineer. So the domain knowledge you need, that is for cloud, right? Now let's go through and see if I can find some other things. And it says that I need open source technology knowledge. So it's also, you can say it's domain knowledge. Do I know about open source? Then some technical things, Grafana, then Prometheus, Cloud Foundry, Apache OpenWhisk, so and so. So these are technical knowledges, right? So I put those in the technical knowledge part, then read through and try to find out some soft skills, for example. Normally in the job description, you don't see the soft skills mentioned explicitly. You have to find out by yourself. So here we can see that we have to do the product from the very earliest stage of production architecture, right? So if we want to do that from a very early stage to the till the end stage, for example, if we work on that, then you need communication skill. Your communication should be very good. That you have to find out by reading the job description which soft skills you need. So here is one I have written down: communication. Then since you have to coordinate with a lot of people, so you also need to be a team player, right? Because you have to do troubleshooting, deployment, performance analysis, and that you can't do without being a team player. And troubleshooting, it can also go in a technical skills section, so I write it there. Then you have to do performance analysis. That means that you have to monitor the system and take the metrics, so on. So I put that in technical skills paired. Then since I have to find the bugs and so on, since one thing I need, that is unit test, integration test, that's for software engineers. But if you're not a software engineering position, then it's hard to find out. So now let's see the stuff. So for technical skills, I've figured out the things I need. For soft skills, I've figured out this stuffs, communication, team player, for example. For the domain knowledge, I have found cloud and open source. So what I'll try to do during the interview, I'll try to convince the interviewer that I have these technical skills, I have these soft skills, I have this domain knowledge, and I will also try to find out which technical skills are very important. So for example, performance analysis, that could be very, very important. So I'll show him that I can do the I have done some metrics calculation, measure the performance of the software of the platform, for example, right? So the things which I think important, more important, I'll focus those more, because I have found that I need a lot of technical skills. And these things, Grafana, Prometheus, and so on and so on, if I have those, I'll tell them. Otherwise, I'll tell I'm very keen to learn those stuffs. For domain knowledge, here they need open source. So if I know open source, if I work on open source, I'll tell them that. If I haven't worked with open source yet, but if I'm motivated to do so, I'll tell them that, hey, I haven't worked with open source before, but I'm very, very motivated to work with open source technologies. I think you have got the idea. And in this way, you can divide in 3 different sections: technical skills, soft skills, and domain knowledge, and find out those from the from the job description, and then rank the skills which are mostly needed, and prepare and think what you have done before, why you want to do that, and tell those in the job interview. I hope it will help you.